Okay. So let's walk it back a little bit because I think it's important for people to know. So talk more about that experience of who was that person that kind of lit that fire to say, hey, I think you should get paid from this.
Man, that's very good that you went back to that, Jonathan, because I'm forgetting to shout him out. A close friend of mine named TC Christian. TC's not in entertainment or anything like that, but he's been a good friend of mine for over 13, 14, maybe 15 years
Hmm.
now. And he was dead serious. You know, we would laugh and we would work a night shift and then we would get off in the morning and just like young folks, we playing video games in the morning, things like that. And I would, anything that's going on, I have an opinion and I have a different view of certain things.
Yeah.
So he would just be, we would laugh and laugh. And one day he's crying, laughing, and he's dead serious. He just wipes his face and is like,
Hmm.
man, you need to do something with this. And to hear somebody really say that they believe in me, I think is what that fueled everything. You know what I mean? Because people will laugh with you or whatever, but somebody takes time with you and say, look, I you should do this.
Yeah.
They put a battery in your back if you. That was very pivotal. That was everything.
Now, at that moment, did you see the vision, or was it more like, I don't see it, or did you like automatically just run with it?
I was already thinking about it. I didn't
So,
know. I didn't know where to start. I
so
didn't
he had
know.
confirmation
He,
for
he
you.
confirmed what I was thinking,
Got you.
definitely. And I didn't know what lane actually go down. And you know, as a regular, I hate to say regular, but you're a regular guy,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden you just dropping comedy videos out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It can be intimidating. So I used to think, what would people think about what
Yeah.
I'm
Just putting
doing?
yourself out there.
Yeah. So that was enough though, because I was already in love with entertainment. I had trained myself through school to sign up for programs to lead to this. I signed up for
Hmm.
public speaking when I was young. I said I would need public speaking skills. Signed up for the debate team because I knew I wanted to be able to debate, go back and forth. I did some dramas and acting. My young days, the vision was always there,
Hmm.
but how and how I was going to do this? Who's going to notice me? I'm in Virginia, and you can attest to this. The internet blew up so much with social media.
Yeah.
We were able to be seen without making it to the
Yeah.
TV screen.
Yep. Without
So,
moving.
yeah, the combination of all that definitely made the great formula.
Okay. So speak a little bit more about that. How important is it for someone right now? Right. They might not have the confirmation that you had, but they have a little bit of self doubt. How important is it to have the right people around you at that time?
See, that's the thing, and I heard this. I was watching television the other day. Well, my phone, TikTok. The people who are doubting, the people who second guess your ideas too much, you may want to keep them at arm's length. And what I mean by that is, if you have a friend that's always saying, I don't know about that, I don't know if you should do that, it's really not productive for you to have around, especially in this lane.
Hmm.
So it's very important to have people that's either A, ambitious as you are, B, doing what you're doing already,
Yeah.
or C, just have an appreciation and truly want the best for you. Some people just want you to stay at the level that, they're currently at. If they're struggling and going through something,
Hmm.
they love you because you're struggling and going through something too. But having people, it is very pivotal. And honestly, things are not as easy to see as you would like. It could be someone joking with you all the time, putting doubt on you, putting shame on you, and
Hmm.
they package as a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So start to learn, okay, man, I really don't need to be around this one too much. I really need to really have the right people around me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might be some of your closest people that really don't, put a lot of confidence into you.
Hmm.
So it's pivotal, man. It's one of the most important things, because if your circle ain't right, it's very hard to have success
Yeah.
playing, of course.
Yeah. Because I've always lived by the principle that your mind is like a garden, right? So you're always subconsciously taking in seeds, right? And weeds do not need sunlight, do not need water to grow. So if someone's sowing that seed of negativity, it may not hit you now, but through your quest of trying to be a comedian, trying to be an entertainer, a mother, whatever the case is, that weed will grow when you're like, man, you know what? So and so was right.
Yes.
I shouldn't be out here. I shouldn't be doing this just because you're at that hard moment versus somebody sowing that seed of positivity.
Hmm.
When you run into that hard time, be like, so and so was right. I need to push through.
Yes.
So
Before you
talk
go
about
on, I'll
that.
say this quote real
Hmm.
quick. You know, pray. You got to pray on these things too. You have to pray on your surroundings. It's an old saying I used to say, watch out for your circle before they hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be vigilant and pray for certain things because you may not be able to see through the fog. You know, if you do have faith, lean on that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So continue with your next.
Oh, no, you good. So how important is faith? Is very important to me. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we operate through faith just by us being here.
Yes.
How important has faith been for you to be at this table today?
I call it the second time around in entertainment. It has been, I will say, energizing. It has been fulfilling. It has been so worth it to make sure that I really have my faith first when I'm doing this. You know, I felt like I got to a point in entertainment to where I felt like I was succeeding in everything that I wanted. My radio was doing great, acting tour was doing great, and I started to kind of lean on myself more. Got to feeling myself a little bit too much, and I feel like I was praying less, wasn't going to the Lord as much as I was doing in the past. And so you got to be very careful with success too, to make sure you got to keep your core base of your faith. And I think personally, my accident that happened, it saved my life. I really do. I feel like the Lord had recentered me and humbled me to a place that I needed to be, to where I can really truly work hard and be what I'm supposed to be in this lane. You know, I feel like when I went through for the people at home, I went through a chemical fire accident that almost took my life 2 years ago. And 40% of my body's burned up and all that. But I really do, and I say this testimony when I go to different churches. The Lord came and spoke to me. You know, when I was going through, fighting for my life, He came and spoke to me on my third day in the ICU room. Like He sat me down, like right beside Him, like I was a child. You know, He told me that I gave you a talent, I gave you a gift, but I also gave you a responsibility. Um, and what I mean by that is, I would go to nightclubs, I would go to places I know I probably shouldn't be comedy, whatever, whatnot, and I would leave Jesus at the door. I would say, you know what? I'm not going to bring up nothing to do with God. Lord, you stay here. This is not the place for this. And now, on my second time around with this journey, I take the Lord with me every single where I go. I try to remember, when people want to compliment you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I used to, man, yeah, thank you. I'm doing my thing. I do this, appreciate it. Now hey, I give the glory to God.
Yeah.
He's put me here. So I'm very appreciative of the experience, the near-death experience that I went through. It has taken me to an entirely different level that I never dreamed of or expected.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very pivotal to have your faith right there, your core right there with you, and go along through the process with your faith. You'll be just fine.